Hi there! I thought today I would do the TMI tag. I'm pretty new to YouTube, so I thought it might be a fun way to get to know me and my channel. So I'm just gonna get started and we'll see where this takes us. I've watched a bunch of these. I know it's totally overdone, but I just thought, again, it'd be a fun way to do sort of a get to know you. If you've done one, please leave the link to yours in the comments. I would love to watch it and get to know you too. So the first question, I have the questions here on my phone. The first question is, what are you wearing? And right now I'm wearing a kind of like forest green shirt and a chunky necklace, some little bow earrings, and my wedding rings, and and some Capri's. So there you have it. No shoes, no socks, none of that stuff. I'm just tooling around the house today. The next question is, ever been in love? And yes, I have been in love. I am married. I am in love with my husband, and I believe that I was also in love twice before that. And of course, I'm very much in different kinds of love, but in love with my children, and I have some really amazing friends. So all kinds of love. I just feel like a lucky girl in that regard. 3, ever had a terrible breakup? Yes. Yes. 4, how tall are you? I am 5'6" and 3/4, but if you ask me on a normal day, I'd just tell you 5'7". How much do you weigh? Well, that is a good question. It is right after Easter, my favorite candy time of the year. And so I last week was in the high 180s, and I suspect that I have entered the 190s realm again this week. But I have not been brave enough to weigh myself since Easter. So we'll get back on that. I'll do a weight update on Wednesday like I've started doing. Any tattoos? No. I'm not sure. I mean, I have nothing against tattoos. I have a decent friend who owns a tattoo shop. I think they're great. I just not really that committed to anything other than my family, and they're here, so there's that. Any piercings? Yep. Well, my ears pierced. I went through about 4 days in high school where I had my tongue pierced. It's a super long and ridiculous story. I also used to have my belly button pierced, which was also a ridiculous story. Long story short, I have super active scar tissue, so piercings were never a good success for me. OTP, which from watching these videos I know is one true pairing, and I feel like, this is gonna sound cheesy, but I feel like you can't judge other people's relationships. You can't really know what's going on unless you're in a relationship, and I think my relationship is wonderful and it's perfect for me, but that doesn't make it any more true or better than your relationship. Favorite show? That's a good question. Well, it's probably Downton Abbey. I mean, I love Downton Abbey, and I always watch, that's one of the ones that I actually always watch when it's on. Instead of DVRing it or waiting for it to come out on Netflix or something like that. I also really love Call the Midwife. If you haven't checked out that one, you really should. It's amazing. Favorite band? That's a really good question too. I don't really know. I like a lot of different music, but if I had to answer on the spot, like if I had to give an answer, I think I'd say Dave Matthews Band, which may date me because I feel like they were all the rage when I was in high school. But I put it on, it makes me happy, it kind of takes me back. Yeah, Dave Matthews Band. Something you miss? Traveling. For sure, without a doubt, I miss traveling. I am a person with an itchy foot. I love to go, I love to explore. It doesn't have to be somewhere exotic or fancy or anything like that. But my dad's a traveling salesman, so we used to travel with him when we could, and I really miss seeing other places and meeting new people and packing a bag and planning what you're gonna wear and all the fun stuff that goes with traveling. So I miss traveling. Favorite song? I think it would probably be maybe it's Three-Way Tie. I love Rascal Flatts' My Wish. It is the song that I always associate with my oldest child, and when I was pregnant with her, I would have to pull the car over because the song would just get me all choked up and make me cry. I'm sorry if you can hear my kids in the background. They're downstairs playing. And then I really love my wedding song, which was Garth Brooks, and that one is amazing. And I also really love Little Wonders by Rob Thomas. That one's really, really good. So, yeah. Oh, the Garth Brooks song is To Make You Feel My Love. Sorry, you probably want to know, because he only did one song, right? But those songs are all really meaningful to me, and every time I hear them, they take me to a special place and make me really happy. So definitely those. If you haven't checked out the Rob Thomas Little Wonders song, I think it helps me to take it one day at a time and really just love all these little pieces of my life that make it amazing. So check it out. It's a good one. Number 13. How old are you? I am 32. I'll be 33 in July. This is one of those questions that no one ever asks mothers. They ask you how old your kid is, and you're expected to know, to the week how old your infant is or things like that. But I will be 33 in July. My zodiac sign is Leo, which sometimes I think fits me and sometimes I don't think so at all. I am on the border of Leo and Cancer, and I think that actually does describe me. So I think I'm like 2 days into Leo, if I remember correctly. Number 15, quality you look for in a partner. I look for someone who makes me a better person. So I don't want someone who loves me blindly and doesn't care if I don't live up to my full potential or if I don't treat them well. I want someone who believes in me and believes that I can do amazing things and encourages me to do those things, but who also calls me out when I have gotten lazy or if I have lost, focus or lost sight of my goals. So I really want someone who is invested in me and me as the best me that I can be. And I think, obviously, sense of humor, loyalty, drive, caring, someone who is good to animals and kids. I feel like that says a lot about a person. So, I'm not picky. Favorite quote. I don't know if this is necessarily a quote or if I'm going to say this right, but it's kind of a sentiment, and it's something I say to my kids all the time. I think how you treat people says more about you than it does about them. And what I mean by that is you don't know what another person is bringing to their day or your interaction or the conversation. You only know what you bring. So I always try to be true to myself in the way that I treat people. So be kind, be polite, be courteous, even if that person maybe doesn't seem like they deserve it right then. And that's something that I try to instill in my kids too. I don't think that they have to be doormats and that they have to let people treat them poorly, but I think it's important that they stay who they are in whatever situation they're in, and that I stay who I am in whatever situation I'm in. Favorite actor? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really, I don't know. Favorite color? I think if I had to narrow it down right now, it would be yellow, which sounds, I feel like not a lot of people say yellow, but I feel like yellow is just so stinking happy. Yellow. Loud music or soft music? Loud music, loud music, loud music, loud music. My parents' neighbors probably thought that they were raising a delinquent. You could probably hear my car coming from like a block away. My kids like loud music. We love to have a dance party. Loud music. Where do you go when you're sad? Well, the kitchen. I wish I didn't, but I totally do. The kitchen. I'm trying to work on that. How long does it take you to shower? It depends. If I have a screaming baby, it probably takes me 3 minutes. And if I have lots of time, it probably takes me 15 minutes. How long does it take you to get ready in the morning? Same situation. If all I need to do is brush my teeth and quickly splash some water on my face, just a couple of minutes. If I have all the time in the world, it could probably take me an hour and a half. And ever been in a physical fight? Not really. I've broken up some fights, and so I've been sort of collateral damage before, but no. Turn on. Dancing. Like really good, you know, dancing. I think it's a good language of love. The reason that I joined YouTube was to do this, to talk to you and to hear back from viewers and to learn more about what people thought were good things for beauty and fashion and being a mom and all that stuff. Is, I guess, just to join the conversation. Fears. Absolutely creating a world that lets my kids down. I'm totally scared that we are not taking care of this world, each other, the planets, all of it. I want them to have clean air and clean water, and I want them to live in a world where there's peace, and or as much peace as there can be. I think that sounds idealistic, and I think I am an idealistic person, but I'm just really scared that the wonderful things that I enjoyed as a kid and I do enjoy as an adult won't be there for them and for their kids. And I really want to do my best to try to ensure that I'm not doing more damage. So that's something that really scares me. And along that line, of course, is losing my kids and my husband and those important pieces of my life. So, oh, and I'm scared of wind. The last thing that made me cry. That's a really tough question. I'm not much of a crier. I remember. So I'm really tired. I have an infant, and my husband works a lot of hours. And one morning my husband left and said, well, at least you can nap during the day with the kids, which is something that if you know me, you know I would never do. I'm not a napper. Also wouldn't nap while I was watching the kids. That's no judgment on people. It's just, anyway. So he came home at like 11 o'clock that night, and he was like, how are you? And I was like, I'm so tired, and I don't know why you think all I do during the day is nap. And I just lost it. And he was totally awesome and understanding, because he knows that that's not normally me, and he also knows that I don't just sit around and nap during the day. I think he was just trying to tell me, you know, you can take a break, you can take a nap during the day, but it was, you know, 6 o'clock in the morning and it had come off wrong, but I'd had all day to kind of stew in it. Anyway, that's what happened. My son sounds like a monkey. The last time you said you loved someone, probably 15 minutes ago, to my son, who is now in here and should probably scoot. The meaning behind my YouTube name, It's My Name. The last book I read was The Aviator's Wife by Melanie Benjamin. Thought it was okay. I've read better, but I've read worse. I'm a big reader, so if you guys want to talk about that on this channel, let me know. The book you are currently reading is The Interestings by Meg Woltzer, I think is how you say it. The last show I watched was SpongeBob SquarePants. The last person I talked to was my dear son that I just asked to leave the room. The relationship between you and the last person you texted. The last person I texted was one of my absolute best friends, and I texted her that I did not in fact leave the burner on. Okay, this video has gotten super long, so I'll make it 2 parts, and that's the end of part 1. So check back later for part 2.